Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We discuss pro wrestling in a wide variety of ways. The opening for this NXT June 7th, 2022 edition features highlights of the past weekends in your house, featuring Toxic Attraction and Ron Breaker retaining their titles, and also new champion crowns with Carmelo Hayes and the Creed brothers capturing gold for themselves. Show opens with the new North American champion Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They're headed to the ring. Williams praise Hayes and basically says things are back how they should be. And then the fans in attendance were never able to shoot their shot properly. Before he can continue, Hayes interrupts by Solo Sikoa. Sikoa enters the ring and states that he's next in line for Chance's title. Williams grabs the mic and states that was a deal made with the previous champion, no longer applies. Then we hear that Waller's music hits. He runs down, and Sikoa stating he had no friends. Sikoa then responded by stating the NXT universe are his friends before attacking Williams. Unfortunately, numbers game gets ahead of him, and Sikoa is taken down. So I guess that's the next six-man tag match somewhere down the road. Promo package featuring Josh Briggs versus Von Wagner match, which actually happens ultimately is coming up here next outside of Capitol Wrestling Center. Legado del Fantasma greets the Dawn after Tony D'Angelo exits his vehicle and informs Santos Escobar that he needed to change out his suit and had a match tonight. Josh Briggs with Brooks Jensen and Fallon Henley defeat Von Wagner with Mr. Stone and Sophia Cromwell. Before the bell could even ring, Wagner attacks Briggs. Josh is able to stand his ground. Referee rings the bell, and then things swing back and forth, and ultimately Briggs manages to get the upper hand, but doesn't last very long. Stone could be heard yelling at Wagner and turning the tables indirectly. Action heads to the outside. Wagner does more damage to Briggs and then switches his focus to Jensen, pounding on his injured right hand and sending it off the apron. Wagner, Stone, and Cromwell collect themselves in the ring. Briggs, Jensen, and Henley celebrate their win after Briggs hits a hard clothesline. Surprising that Wagner's the one to fall here. And I'm not necessarily sure that's good for business or good for the career of Wagner. Mackenzie Mitchell backstage with Solo Sikoa being tended to by the medical staff with ice pack on their shoulder. Sikoa then ends up basically on the night. Backstage, Andre Chase and Chase University present for the 2022-2023 scholarship to Thea Hall. Hall could properly accept and get her picture taken. They were interrupted by Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, and Kit Wilson making fun of Chase University. Doesn't last long, and they're reminded that they were no longer tag team champions. Nathan Frazier defeats Santos Escobar with the D'Angelo family. Bell rings. Tony D'Angelo joins commentary. We hear early chants for Santos as he capitalized at the beginning, but frustration from Escobar knowing that he didn't have as much control as he used to. After some offense by Escobar, Frazier hits a quick attack and then gains momentum as Santos was toying with him at this point, even putting him in offense on hold to disagree of D'Angelo. Tony scolds Santos Escobar, and then it goes back. Basically, we're going to see these two feud in a goofy way eventually. Both men are back in the ring, and Escobar is schooling Frazier, walking him in a surfboard and a half crab. Frazier is able to escape, but the story of the match is the feud between Escobar and D'Angelo. Frazier attempts comeback offense, but Escobar nails him with a running knee and then misses the Phantom Driver. Frazier isn't able to capitalize as Escobar nails a super kick sending him to the outside. Frazier's then recovering and recovers the crowbar, sliding into the ring. For Escobar, Santos refuses to use it and then is caught with a kick to the face by Frazier. Nathan hits the top rope, lands a twisting 450 splash, getting the upset win, and Tony D'Angelo is even more dismayed. Mackenzie Mitchell is with Zion Quinn. States that while he's recently defeated by Wes Lee, he's far from done with him. Next week he's going to leave him unconscious. Promo airs for the Great American Bash 2022 on July 5th. Braun Breaker heads to the ring. Next champion after the battle, Joe Gacy, this past Saturday, and Breaker gives his thoughts on the match with Gacy before asking who's next. Apollo Crews comes in. I didn't even know he was still employed. Crews heads to the ring without accent to huge chants from the crowd, including Apollo, and we miss you. Crews starts that he missed NXT Universe and wanted to make history. Crews then shakes hands in the middle of the ring with Breaker and setting up a match for the championship in the near future. Not sure that this is good for him, although it could be good for the sense of Breaker getting more main roster guys to work with. I think Breaker is, outside of Cody Rhodes, probably the future of the promotion in a lot of ways. Anyway, so highlight video featuring Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton heading to the finals of the Women's Breakout Tournament. Back and forth action takes place. In the beginning, Stratton then takes over pretty easily, and early on follows up with an armbar. After a tilt-a-whirl head scissors, Stratton manages to escape and locks on a wrist lock for the next several moments. Perez makes a comeback. Stratton then continues to focus on the arm of Perez, and on top of the submission, Stratton realizes what's on the line, nails Perez with a backflip and an offensive maneuver as a result. Perez then manages a comeback, but it doesn't last very long. Perez is able to avoid top rope moonsault. After the miss by Storm, Stratton then capitalizes and nails Tiffany with a Pop Rocks, gaining the victory and winning the breakout tournament and earning the right to challenge for the NXT championship, women's championship that is. After Perez wins the match, Cora Jade comes down to the ring, celebrates with Roxanne before Toxic Attraction comes out on the entrance ramps and puts down Perez. After the brawl ensued, Indy Hartwell hits the rings, evening the odds and setting up a future 6-women tag team match. Do they even have more than 6 women for this promotion? Anyway, backstage, Bodie Hayward has been attacked by Pretty Deadly. Andre Chase is furious and is looking for them. Mackenzie Mitchell's backstage with Wendy Chu, but then she couldn't say too much. Tiffany Stratton interrupts the interview, complaining about her loss to Perez. Cho then takes exception to this and throws a drink at her. Pretty Deadly, Ethan Prince, Kit Williams defeat Chase U, Andre Chase, and Brody Hayward. Hayward is taken out backstage. Chase comes out fighting, but is no match for Prince and Williams Wilson after taking a beating. Hayward is crawling from the ring, and he's backed by Thea Hall. Hall then takes place on the apron, potentially volunteering for a tag match, but that wasn't meant to be, as Chase is hit with spilled milk in the victory in the quick match. Backstage, we see Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, mincing words with the D'Angelo family. D'Angelo sends Hayes a warning with regards to the North American title. Alba Faye defeats Tatum Paxley. Easy beginning of dominance here. Alba Fire goes after Paxley, and ultimately, match is short. Faye dominates the match, and it's pretty much a squash. Paxley gets nailed in the end with a swanton bomb for the victory. After the match, Faye celebrates the victory on the entrance ramp, and she's attacked by Lash Legend. Backstage, Creed brothers are being celebrated by the Diamond Mine, and the uh, tag team champions are interrupted by Andros Enofe and Malik Blade. Enofe and Blade challenge for the titles, and the Creed brothers accepted. Roderick Strong taking exception to the challenge. Before being accepted, brothers stating the mistakes that are being made. A promo airs for Giovanni Vincenzi and Solo Sikoa and Apollo Crews versus Carmelo Hayes and Grayson Waller with Trick Williams. Ground and pound, and ultimately ends up being beaten down. Submission attempts by Waller, but no go. Waller attempts tag, but misses, and Crews is tagged in. Basically, this leads to tension between Crews and Sikoa as Crews is on the hunt for gold. We will be back with more right after this.